Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Smack Draw Podcast, the official recap show of WrestlingNewsWorld.com and also found on YouTube.com/SmackDraw Podcast and pretty much everywhere else you can download your podcast from. I am your host, of course, the Kai Tai Show, Kyle, and flanking me to my left, I think, on screen, maybe to my right, I don't know.
Yes, your left.
You're my left. All right, sweet. Is Mr. Vince Delgado at SES Vince. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. Not much. You know, just got back from a family birthday party, and I'm ready to talk some wrestling. I chugged a Mountain Dew to get me pepped and ready for this show. I'm ready to go, man. I'm
Me
feeling
too.
good.
What a special episode today really is. We, of course, are talking about Synergy Pro Wrestling's event, a fight for the first responders, the event that went to benefit the American Nurses Foundation that we've been plugging what feels like forever. And we finally got to see it last night / today. For you, watched it today. I kind of had to go back and watch some stuff today because I made the crucial error last night, Vince. Of every time John Alba, who was on commentary, mentioned his Emmy, I took a drink, and needless to say, the back half of the show, little hazy on the memory, my friends.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that was not a good drinking game. I didn't even knew you were making the drinking game out of that. I would have talked you out of it. I would have noticed halfway through the show. I'm like, Kyle, stop right here, man. This is not going to end well for you.
You know what? To make it even worse, just to prove like how much it was, I didn't miss, but like some of the shows that we recap, I have to have it on my phone because I'm leaving work. So I
Right.
technically didn't even partake in that for the first hour of the show. It was just
Right.
it was just the last 2 hours. But boy, oh boy, man, it was rough. But that's besides the point. John Elba actually was terrific. To preface today's show a little bit, it's going to be a little bit different than our normal play-by-play style recap where we run down the show from top to bottom, kind of going in every match and the finish. I kind of want to just do the cliff notes today. Also, bear with us if we sound a little hesitant or confused with some names. I don't know about you, Vince, but this was my first time being exposed to pretty much everybody involved in the show.
Right. For me, the only people going into it that I knew was I knew Alex Zane for sure because I've seen him wrestle here in Chicago multiple times. But you know, obviously he wasn't on the show. He wasn't wrestling anymore. AJ Gray versus Warhorse. Those are two big names. I've gone to see a lot of Black Label Pro over here by Indiana, so I've seen their work, and I was very excited when they announced the 2 out of 3 falls match. For sure. Other than that match, everyone was new for me for the most part. Until we go like match by match, I'll let you know. There was a lot of people that impressed me, and I'm definitely a fan, and I can't wait to cover more Synergy going forward.
Yeah, so like I said, you're going to be getting this recap from the perspective of very new eyes. And so, like I said, also bear with us if some mistakes are made. You know, I didn't last night. I just really wanted to enjoy the product as a fan and as somebody who was semi-involved with helping
Right.
promote this show. So I didn't really take my notes last night. I intended on taking more thorough notes today, but I honestly was just slammed at work from sun up to sundown, so I didn't get the chance to.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the recap. First of all, like we like to always start off our show, overall general impression. Vince, what did you think the event in a whole? Or as
For
a
my
whole?
first time watching Synergy, I liked what they presented. Given the circumstances that we're in right now, I thought they followed a lot of really good procedures. And overall, I thought the product was really good. It's more or less it's something new that I'm trying now and I'm testing out. I liked what I tried. I liked what I watched last night / this morning. like I said, I'm a big fan of Synergy. I'm gonna keep following them going forward. There's a lot of names in there that I enjoyed.
Yes, particularly for me, Brandon Kirk stood out. I believe he's the one who came out to Manson. Honestly, you're gonna win me over if your entrance music is Manson 100% of the time.
And funny enough, the guy that won me over was Matt McIntosh, where he came out with the Jason Williams Sacramento Kings jersey. I didn't even care what he was saying. I was like, he's rocking the Jason Williams jersey, Sacramento Kings fan. Bet he's my guy. I don't care what he does going forward. That's my guy. I don't even care.
Who else? I was really into Jordan Oliver and LSG. Oliver is a charismatic cat. I did not anticipate like being as impressed as I was with him in that main event, which by the way they threw together last second.
They did.
Yeah. So very, very impressed with that.
Matt Vertigo too. I really like Matt Vertigo.
He stole it from me. That was my last guy too. Yeah. Vertigo. Talk about having a touching moment, after his match, which we'll dive into that too a bit, man. But yeah, overall, then we had, of course, it wouldn't be 2020 without a cinematic match. The Frightmare and what's Pratt's first name? Did you catch it?
I'm so sorry. I don't think I had it on my notes. No, I did not.
His name it's Pratt. If anybody's in the chat, go ahead, correct me. There's our first flounder of the night.
Yes.
But yeah, the cinematic match, you actually called me while it was going on, and I was like freaking out. And then like towards the end of it, I was like, Vince, I gotta go, man. This match is this is
was
badass.
good.
Oh, it was very good, and it was well shot too. The production on it, man. Whoever shot that, I hope Synergy continues to work with them because they were very good and they pieced it together. I wonder how much of that whole thing was put together by the wrestlers themselves. I'd like to actually get to really know that, like get to know who was behind, like the behind the scenes stuff with that, because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then of course, Warhorse. And then
AJ Gray.
AJ Gray.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, him and AJ Gray. That 2 out of 3s.
Yeah.
You said you're a big fan of 2 out of 3s, right?
Yes. Yeah. I genuinely like 2 out of 3 falls matches. I think it just adds like a little chess game within the match on top of the original match that you usually have in this one fall type of contest. I thought it was really good. I do that a lot in video games. Whenever I play against friends, I always put best 2 out of 3s because I'm like, if you beat me the first time, I'm like, no, run it back. And this just like saves you the extra steps of having to run back the match. So I genuinely enjoyed that match. I was really hyped for it.
And they pieced that match together too within like, I don't know, like a week's time, like a little under a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll touch on some of these matches. If we miss anything, like I said, I apologize. I wasn't quite as thorough as I try to be with my note taking. But yeah, let's go ahead and run it down. Opening match. Deppen and JD Drake,
Yes.
excuse me.
JD Drake, yes.
You had a smaller, very charismatic Deppen in there. His facial expressions are top notch, man. He can sell the match very well against the big hoss in JD Drake. Drake bust out a moonsault in that match.
Yes,
That
he's
was
a
the last
surprising.
thing.
He's surprisingly athletic. He's one of the guys I've had a pleasure of watching. It was either with Black Label Pro or here in Chicago with Freelance Wrestling. I feel like I've seen him a few times, and I really enjoyed the dynamic. I really think that big guy versus little guy matches are really, really fun, and you can play a little bit with that dynamic a little bit more. I thought it was really good, and yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I was actually rooting for Drake, to be honest. I'm not gonna.
Were you?
See, I like to root for the heels from time to time, and usually
Tony was the heel in this.
Was he?
Yeah. Tony Deppen was definitely the heel, man. He
Oh,
was
okay.
playing up like the pleading. He was flipping him off in the match, and then Deppen ended up winning after Drake missed a moonsault. He rolled him up.
Oh, yes.
And then
yes.
Drake tried to put him over after the match, and he just, for his trouble, just caught the bird, man, and Deppen rolled off, man. It was good. I ain't gonna lie. So I tuned into the show Putting You Over. A friend of ours, the Standing Streamer, does, and he had Deppin on there, and Deppin won me over when he said he was a new dad. I didn't really want to like out him because he was, that's a really nice thing to do, and he was obviously a bad guy. But I was still rooting for him once I found out he was a new dad. I have a soft spot for parents, man.
I get you.
Yeah.
Can't relate, but sure. I see it too. I can see why you'd root for him.
Yo, so all right. What'd you think of Francis Kip Stevens? Everybody's favorite nerd, by the way. Just
I know.
Okay.
Like I like the whole Kip stuff. I like them. It's cool. I don't know how far the gimmick's gonna get him, but overall, I thought the match was good. I was way more interested in his opponent, Whisper.
Whisper.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Whisper.
originally Matt McIntosh.
Yes,
who
it
came
was.
out, and he hopped on the mic and pretty much was like, "I'm the longest reigning champ of Synergy history." He had just dropped it to Frightmare before the pandemic, and then he held the show hostage until Nicholas Kay, who's the creative director, he's on commentary, had to come off commentary and just be like, "Okay, fine, go ahead and get in the number one contender match later tonight and just get out the ring." And then he pretty much essentially said, "We had a guy floating around backstage who, if anything came up tonight, would be available to wrestle," and that ended up being Whisper. It was dope. Did you think he was going to wrestle with that mask on when you saw it initially?
Yes, I did. I was like, yo, this is so badass. The Whisper out here is going to wrestle in that badass mask. He didn't, though, but he was still very impressive.
He also still had a cool look with that hair.
Yes.
He reminded me of like Frost from Mortal Kombat.
Yes, exactly. I like that. I like the whole vibe he was bringing out to me. I'm very big into like fighting games and anime, and he kind of like had a little bit of that with him. I like the aesthetic. I like the look of his. He's another name that I forgot to mention early on at the top of the show that I really do like. The Whisper is definitely a good guy. I'm probably going to get him a follow on Twitter as soon as we're done here. I'm going to give him a following, really look at for the rest of his work.
There you go. Yeah, Whisper, I mean, they put on like an okay match, but Kip Stevens is outmatched, and it is revealed during the match that Kip is winless with Synergy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's winless. So this reminded me, this whole like nerd persona that he's got. I'm intrigued with if this guy turns it heel, like, because I think I'm just wondering, because like a nerdy bad guy typically always comes across as psychotic. And I bet. Just in my head thinking about it, I bet that would actually be pretty badass to see. Here we go.
I liked it though, because it reminded me of like the Kurt Hawkins losing streak. I wonder if that's where they're going. They're going to slowly build up to that final big win.
Look at it, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they could do that. Like, obviously he hasn't gotten a win here, but the crowd seemed to be into him. I was into the guy.
They were some of the loudest they were the whole night.
Exactly. So he has the fan support there for sure, and he's going to get a huge pop whenever he gets that first win.
So yeah, we'll have to see. Does he turn heel or does he get his win first?
Yeah,
we'll see. All right, so probably my moment of the night which came from this match, the Matt Vertigo taking on essentially
KTB.
was being billed as like an indie monster in KTB. And Vertigo, I'm not gonna lie, man. Out of no offense to anybody on the card, everybody was phenomenal, did their part. But Vertigo has got a look to him. Like that dude has got a look and a skill set that you cannot ignore. And I was definitely very excited. Was very excited to see this guy. The match him and KTB put on was really good, and the commentary kept putting it over that Vertigo is trying to get his moment. He's yet to break out. They're building him throughout the match like he's a future star, somebody keep your eye on, which I completely bought into and still buy into. But go ahead and do you have it written down? I didn't think to ask you, but what preceded the match?
This match?
Yeah.
I think it was the triple threat match between Mike Dell.
Okay, so I got
Alex
you.
Ray.
No worries. So Vertigo ends up losing this match to KTB, right?
Yes,
he does. KTB beats him. He gives Vertigo a big sign of respect in the ring, shaking his hand. Vertigo takes his time to leave the ring. The ref's already coming in and wiping down, sanitizing for the next match while Vertigo's still in the ring. Well, as Vertigo leaves, Colin West, who I guess relinquished his creative control or some sort of power over to Nick Kay and has been backstage for the last like year and a half. Comes out from backstage for the first time to greet Vertigo at the exit and says, I got three things to tell you. He said, first, Black Lives Matter. He then acknowledges Vertigo has got family in the nursing field. He says nurses' lives matter. And then he tops it off with the third statement, and Matt Vertigo matters, putting the kid over. Huge. It was a very touching moment. And then invited him back on August 29th, essentially giving you that like whole Vertigo was out the door, but last second contract signing vibe. And it was dope as hell, man. It was so dope.
It was very similar to what Triple H did with Cedric, Mia Yim, and Drake Maverick. So like it works, you know. He got over pretty big. Funny enough, that was the first time me seeing Vertigo, and he looked like a star. I thought he was the bigger name between the two wrestlers, between him and KTB. I thought Matt Vertigo was like the guy, and he was gonna go in there and win. That's how much of a look he presented to me first time watching him. I thought he was one of their top guys, legit.
Yeah, man. Yep. What else we got? Oh, they gave us an introduction for the Cruiserweight Crown, which is going to be on the GSI event later this month. And it has Alex Rainman, Kit Osborne, or no, excuse me. What happened to my notes? I actually had it down here. Oh god, I must have somehow written over my notes. Oh no. The Cruiserweight Crown actually preceded this, but I'll just get it out of the way really quick since I'm already talking about it. You have Casey Cattell, TJ Crawford, and Ellis Taylor. They're going to be involved in the GSI later this month to determine the Cruiserweight Crown. I like that, man. There's a female in there mixing it up with the guys for this debut title, I guess is what it is. So that's going to be interesting to tune into.
Yeah, I really do appreciate like a lot of indie wrestling does that. Like they do a lot of intergender wrestling. You don't really see that necessarily on like the big wrestling promotions, but indie wrestling does that. Like Freelance does that, Black Label Pro does that. I've seen various other promotions that do engage in like intergender wrestling. The only big name that really does that is like Impact, and that's about it.
Yeah. All right, so this was the funniest thing of the night right here. I'm not gonna lie, man. This triple threat between Alex Raymond, Kit Osborne, and Mike Delavision, which I'm fucking sold on now. Give me more Delavision. This shit was hilarious. I don't even think it was supposed to be a comedy match. And this junk had me laughing between, oh God, what was it? It was Osborne and Dell. Yes. Team up against Alex Rainman. And the whole time, Nicholas K is trying to deny anything like resembling a handicap match while you have John Elba just like scolding him like, how do you not see this? They're doing tag team maneuvers. The shit was hilarious, man. I was laughing by the end of it, man, just because of Nicholas K trying to deny any cahoots or taking any pleasure in watching Rainman get beat down by Osborne and Delavision. Dude, I was in stitches. And then also, I was really trying to figure out this dynamic if John Alba was playing the face commentator or the heel commentator all night. Because on one hand, he's sitting there scolding Nicholas K for watching an obvious handicap match take place. But on the other side, he's like cocky as hell mentioning that Emmy getting me drunk like every 5 minutes, man. So I don't know. But the commentators made it for me, man. I loved it, bro. I loved it.
Yeah, for sure. Commentary did a great job to add to it. And on top of announcers, shout out to Thomas doing the ring announcing.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Shout out to Thomas for sure, man.
Okay, so that's pretty much as far as my notes go here. We'll have to kind of just breeze through. I don't know the order of these other than the main event. Do you know what preceded the Cruiserweight stuff?
The Cruiserweight stuff, I think it was a 2 out of 3 falls.
That's what I was thinking too, between Warhorse and AJ Gray.
Yeah, because after that, it was no DQ tag match.
Which that was my match of the night, by the way.
That was such a good match.
Yeah. Steven didn't like it.
Why? Tell Steven to stop being a
Alba,
hater.
John Alba's in the chat. He says it's just me. John Alba, I really like your stuff, man. We have an Emmy award-winning guy in our chat, Vince. We've made it,
This
bro.
is a first time ever, man. Like we've made it big now.
We've made it. We can retire. He says, "Thank you. I like my stuff too." Yeah, I bet you do. You sound like you do.
It sounds like you're your own biggest fan, man.
Yeah,
But we're in
man.
your fan club too, man. I appreciated your work.
I had to give him a follow on Twitter after the show. I ain't gonna lie. I really did. I was like, dude, like now it's gonna sound like I'm fucking pandering to the guy. But John Alba, I was telling this to Steven today too. John Alba actually did do a large part in making the show entertaining because at one point it did sound like the crowd died down. Like their excitement kind of went down, I think, halfway through the show. And Alba really put like that on his back and kind of filled in the gaps for where you would rely on crowd noise. And no, John Alba really did. He really, really made the show. And if he's not a regular wrestling commentator, like look into it, man. Like for
he
real,
should be.
look into it.
Yeah.
It's legitimate. Moving on. Yeah, Warhorse and AJ Gray. Are you familiar with Warhorse? Because apparently Warhorse, on my Twitter feed, everybody knows all about this guy. And I guess
Yes,
I've missed the boat on this.
I'm not. I haven't seen too much of his work because he mostly has wrestled with Black Label around my area. I haven't had a chance to really watch his stuff. AJ Gray, I know a little bit more about, but both of these guys are big names. AJ Gray is a great follow on Twitter, by the way. So I suggest just following him on Twitter just for that, for shits and giggles.
Okay.
But so is Warhorse. Honestly, these are two guys going into this pay-per-view I knew and I was excited to watch because this was the last minute thing too, right?
Yes, they threw this together within. It had to be under 2 weeks.
It
Less
ha-
than
yeah.
2 weeks time. The original main event was taken out and then replaced with Warhorse and AJ Gray, which I assumed was going to take the main event spot. But I'm happy with the audible that they threw, throwing LSG and Jordan Oliver in there. But Warhorse and AJ Gray, as I was looking through the chat, this was match of the night for a lot of people.
It was up there for me. Like I said, I like the dynamic 2 out of 3 falls matches. These are two guys that I knew going into it, and that's usually my approach with indie shows. Is like, who do I know? Okay, these are the matches I'm more hyped for because I know these people, and then I discover all these amazing people at the shows themselves. Just like we were just talking about. I like this match. It was really, really good. I like the dynamic. They hit a lot of great big moves, and they have chemistry and history with each other because they've worked with each other in the past.
Nice.
And I honestly, I wasn't sure who to pick in this match. I like Warhorse. I like AJ Great, but at the end of the day, I was rooting for AJ. He didn't get it done though.
No, Warhorse won. Well, he got the first and the third fall, right? He didn't
Yes,
get 2
he
falls
did.
back to back. Yeah, that's right.
No, he didn't.
I heard a rumor. I don't know any of this for certain, but I did hear a rumor that Warhorse might be doing more stuff with Synergy down the line.
Yes.
That's the rumor. I'm excited because, like I said, this isn't going to be a one-off for us. I think we're going to be covering a lot more Synergy here to come. So I really looking forward to seeing Warhorse too. And then you said this was where we had the Apostles of Chaos taking on
For sure.
MVJ and Sinclair.
Jason Sinclair and MV Young
Young, excuse me.
Yeah,
Okay.
versus Apostles of Chaos. Yeah, this is a tag match.
And it was Sinclair and Jason who declared it a no DQ match before.
Jason Sinclair and Jason Sinclair. It was just him. It's just one guy.
It's just one guy.
Yeah, Jason Sinclair is just one guy, and then it's MV Young.
MV Young. Okay, I got it now. It's
because you lost me there for a second. I'm like, what is he talking
The
about?
font on the card, man, is a little tough for me to read. Okay, I haven't had to read cursive in a while. Give me a break here.
Gotcha.
No, but anyways, they declared it no DQ match, and then so for people like me, fan of hardcore matches, not necessarily death matches, because I have a limit, man.
Yeah. There's definitely a limit.
But we got a hardcore match out of these guys, dude. They fucking used the door. Like the door was my favorite shit they were using throughout the match, man. We got a nasty double stomp spot too from the turnbuckle to the outside through a ladder. That junk was nasty, and those guys are wrestling on like hardwood. Like that had me so nervous throughout the whole match, man. But no, for me, that match was just a whole bunch of stupid fun. And I'm always a fan of stupid fun, bro. So, yeah.
For sure. I do like you said, I do have a soft spot for like hardcore extreme like wrestling type matches when done right, and I thought it was done right here. I don't know why I popped for the rusty like old ladder that they busted out. I just popped because like it's so rusty, so bad looking, but that's realistic. Ain't nobody gonna have like a silver painted ladder like WWE, you know.
Yeah,
That's
it
not
looks
the
like
norm.
they manufacture their own ladders.
Exactly.
I don't remember who grabbed that wooden old ladder, but at one point one of the guys picked it up and started attacking the other team with it, and he delivered like the safest shots. It's like trying to avoid giving anybody tetanus out there.
Yeah.
I do forget, unfortunately, who won this. I want to say
it was Apostles of Chaos. They defeated Jason Sinclair and MV Young.
So yeah, this is about where Alba was wearing on me, man, with his references to to his Emmy. Preceding this was the cinematic match, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this was so good. This it was such a nice touch, and honestly, I ain't gonna lie, like some of the big boys, I think this one may overtake a couple of the cinematic matches that we've seen from some of the bigger names.
Yes.
For sure. And rivals the best of them. Thomas and Steven were really gassing me up, or like hyping me up on the match, and I think you guys too on one. They were saying like, you got to see this. They got like an early viewing. So I had high hopes for it, man, and it came through full and full. It was kind of like a cinematic boiler room brawl.
Yes.
Yeah, man, and that was such a cool touch. And then topping the brawl off between Frightmare and Pratt, that lead pipe shot to the back of Pratt's head at the end legitimately jumped the shit out of me. But no, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
And also, just shameless plug, I'm pretty proud to have supported that match. You know, we helped sponsor that one.
That is true. I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, we.
No, come on, man. We gotta gas ourselves up, man. Like,
so yeah,
I'm
did
very
officially
proud of
sponsor this match, man, and we're very happy that we did it.
For sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
we crowdfunded most of the money off of Facebook. So thank you everybody that threw in the money to help us sponsor the match. We really, really do appreciate it. Preceding this was the co-main event of the night, I believe, the number one contender match with Eric Corvus, Brandon Kirk, and then of course Matt McIntosh that got added to it last. These boys tore it down, man. They tore it down. Like I said, I became a fan of Brandon Kirk, who I believe won the match.
Brandon Kirk, yes, he did indeed win.
He did win the match, which surprised me. I thought with adding Matt McIntosh to it, I thought that was like a shoo-in, you know, like that he was going to win the number one and get his rematch with Frightmare. So I was genuinely shocked to see Brandon Kirk won. I did love the match, though. I really did. I can't remember too many spots. I just remember really liking it.
It was really good, man. Dude, this whole match, I was really, really fucking rooting for Matt McIntosh. I'm telling you, all he did was walk out with a Sacramento Kings jersey. Like, I'm a big basketball guy. It's one of the reasons why I started liking John Cena back in the day, because he started coming out in like NBA jerseys and shit. And the Kings are one of my favorite teams besides the Bulls. Obviously, I'm from Chicago, clearly. But I like the Sacramento Kings and I like the Miami Heat. So, and Jason Williams was one of the guys that I used to like back in the day, because in the sport dominated by like black athletes, it was nice to see someone of my pigmentation, even though I'm not white, that could actually do some really cool stuff. So he gave me hope that I could one day be a basketball player, which I couldn't. I could never be in the NBA. I don't got that kind of skill. But Matt McIntosh definitely has skill, and I'm a big fan of his, and I'm gonna definitely keep supporting him. I don't care what anyone else says. He should be champion. He should have gotten that number one contenders match by himself. He
was the longest reigning Synergy champ, man.
Yeah, for a reason, man. He's badass. He's good. He's great.
Awesome.
Give him all the belts.
Give him all the belts.
Give him all the belts.
What are the
Give
belts?
him JPWX tag titles too, man.
Yeah. Did they advertise any type of tag champs? I'll have to look that up. I'll talk to the Synergy guys. I want to find out more about their belts.
For sure.
And their championships. And then we got the main event. This was really cool, actually, because We recently featured LSG. That episode, unless you tuned in live, we featured LSG on our new Unpopular Wrestling Opinion show, or UWO for short, which that'll go up a week from Thursday. You'll get to see him on there. But so LSG made me a fan, although I think he was the heel, because I ain't gonna lie, man, in the chat they were trashing LSG. Like, everybody was rooting against LSG. I was like the only one. Apparently,
Right.
Jordan Oliver, which I'm not surprised, man, but he's like super over with people.
Right.
Oliver definitely had the entrance of the night, though. I'm not gonna lie, man. His entrance was fucking awesome. These dudes put on a surprising match, and what I mean by surprising is they were billed like they're high flyers, but we learned that LSG has kind of toned it down. Is kind of like more like a brawling power guy. Like he's got like this swinging like pancake move that it looks like he's got to do essentially like he like carries you like a baby, rocks you back, and then flips you over and plants you on your face. And it's a dope ass move. And someone his size, it's really impressive to see him pull it off as well as he does.
For sure. And he wrestled like a heel. That's one of my pet peeves a little bit, because if you're a heel, you're not supposed to be doing really cool moves to pop the crowd. Yeah, because if anything, you should be like teasing you're gonna do something cool and then not give it to the crowd. And I feel like LSG is that kind of guy. And again, shout out for him like guesting on the show. That just like you, I was rooting for him the entire match. I don't know half of these people going into it. I'm discovering all this great content, these great wrestlers.
Yeah.
But I was rooting for LSG. We're biased. He had him on the show.
Yeah, had to.
You know,
root for it, man.
You had to.
I put it on the show chat on Fight TV. I was like, he was on the show, so we're contractually obligated to root for him. And people were like giving us shit. We're like, yeah, we're not surprised that was in the contract, right? But over on Twitter, John Alba had been whooping my ass by this point, and I was like, he was on our show. We're congratulated to root him on tonight. I was like,
oh my god,
completely botched the shit out of that tweet, man. John Alba.
I gotta go back and find that tweet, man.
Yeah, no, you'll see it. It's
Jordan Oliver.
People liked it, and I was too embarrassed to delete it and change it, so I just fucking left it, man.
Hey, man, dude. Sometimes you just gotta like sit there and like accept the bed you made and just like live with the results.
That's pretty much what I did.
That's
like,
it,
oh,
man.
I botched the fuck out of that tweet, man.
No, but Jordan Oliver too. He's another name that I really, really like. Like, I think you mentioned that he was like similar to Joey Janela, correct?
Oh, I didn't want to make that reference on air, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't think he's similar in style. I said his look. It's like if you put him next to Joey Janela. My joke was Joey Janela is the effects of alcohol, while Jordan Oliver is the effects of weed. That's how you get to those two guys.
Yeah.
Oliver was dope as hell. His entrance was cool as fuck. He is really good in the ring. That dude. I think, if I remember correctly, I think he was probably the most athletic in there tonight, or last night rather. Maybe between him and Whisper, and then LSG too. But they were definitely like three of the fastest guys I noticed, in that moved the most fluently. So that was really cool. But yeah, that was the event, man. That was the event. Oliver ended up picking up the victory, beat our boy LSG.
We still love you, LSG. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah.
Hiccups happen, man. Sometimes you don't get the win, man, but that's why you got to pick yourself up and get the next win.
What made that shit even more embarrassing was about that drunken tweet and everything that I completely botched. LSG was like the first one to like it. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, how do I correct this?
You can't, man. You just got to live with it.
I know it's done, man. It's done. I gotta have a tweet filter, man. I'm telling you. At least I'm not as bad as some people when they get drunk and tweet. Some people put out some crazy shit. All right, me, just grammar and autocorrect fucked me up. So yeah, but no, that was good, man. I mean, let me see. We touched on everything, right? Yeah, John Alba. Once again, kudos to that dude. Made the night. Nicholas K. Oh, there was another guy that took over commentary at one point. Nicholas K. got up. I did not get his name down, but he did really good too as well. He was the same guy who announced the participants in the Cruiserweight Crown. So
yeah.
But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody at WNW. You guys, man, you helped put on a hell of a show over at Synergy. Shout out to Synergy. You guys were fucking awesome, man. And we're stoked to continue watching the show. Vince, you want to add anything closing?
I am excited for their next one, the Garden State Invitational. They have Simon Gotch in there. They have Myron Reed, two guys that I know going for sure. And dude, I'm all for that. I'm rooting for Myron Reed. If you have not seen Myron Reed, this guy's a star. Check him the fuck out. Like, I think even commentary mentioned that he's probably the favorite to win the whole thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you happen to have that date on you really quick?
Yes, it is July 25th.
July 25th.
And it's also going to be on Fight TV, so go ahead and check it out there. It was pretty affordable too. So like if I'm not mistaken, the matches is KTB versus Gotch, who else? Myron Reed versus either against Jordan Oliver now, because we obviously found that out. So like those are the two matches I'm looking forward to, the Myron Reed and the Simon Gotch. Hopefully there's no Enzo there to like piss off Simon Gotch.
Hey, if he does show up, he'll probably get knocked the fuck out.
He should, man. I'm just saying, I'm all for Simon Gotch.
That was
I'm
one
on
of
his
the
team.
nastiest things I ever see when Enzo got knocked out. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We had a blast covering Synergy Pro Wrestling. Personally speaking, I look forward to seeing a lot more of those guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Bro, we had an Emmy Award-winning commentator in our fucking chat, bro. I mean, come on now. That's so
For sure.
badass. But like always, until next time, you guys have a good one.
Later, man.